Hello everyone, today I'm going to be sharing about the basic concept of finding your difference. Knowing your difference. Let's talk about knowing your difference. Have you asked yourself, what am I here for? What is the reason why God placed me on this earth? Is it to be on Twitter, Instagram, and all that? Travel, have kids, sex, wear designer items, and everything. Well, for some people, that might just be the reason why. For other people that have questioned why, what, when, I believe God is placing me to answer those questions for you. And here we go. So, number one, how are you going to identify your difference? How are you going to identify your purpose? Number one way to know that is to know what you're passionate about. Okay, let me say it this way. What is that thing that you could do if you're not even paid? What is that thing that you could obviously do if you're not paid? Ask yourself that question. And number two, what grieves you? What is that thing that triggers you? What is that thing that you just feel so triggered to talk about or to mediate? What is that thing? You know, if you are passionate about being a mediator or standing in gap for people, you're probably a lawyer. If you're passionate about beautification, making people beautiful, you're probably a dentist, a doctor, just making people feel better, or a cosmetologist, just like I am. What other thing? Just ask yourself, what is that thing that I'm moved to? Something I can talk about, do every day without getting paid. You see, they're all connected. They're all connected. And thirdly, what have you faced most challenge about? What have you faced most challenge doing? For example, when Moses was going to lead the people from Egypt, he was a starter, he wasn't so fluent and everything. That wasn't really his strength, but God found him worthy. Okay. Most people go through a whole lot of challenge, especially when they are about to bust into a realm or a place of purpose. Okay, so you're gonna ask yourself sometimes, do people shut you up most times, or feel, oh, you know too much, oh, why do you think you're always right? You're probably a good counselor, but the problem is you're not called for them. Okay, you are not meant for them. So one thing you're gonna do after you found your purpose, after you've identified the thing that you are really placed on earth to do, the next thing you're gonna do is to identify where and who. You're not called for everybody. Okay, you're gonna make sure you're gonna identify your niche. You're gonna carve a niche for yourself. You're gonna identify the people that God has assigned you to, because you can be everywhere and nowhere at the same time. So you're gonna find where, who has He sent me to. Okay, are you into healing? Are you a doctor? Because a doctor cannot be in engineering field. That's why bridges fall. Okay, people, you need to be where you're meant to be. A fish is master in water. You bring a fish out of a tank, it suffocates. So you're gonna look for where you're celebrated and not where you're tolerated. Okay, so that's one basic thing. So another thing you're gonna do is, when you identify what and you've identified who, you're gonna identify where, because your purpose is tied to geography. You can't plant rice in a loamy soil. It's not gonna grow. Okay, you can plant their seeds that has to be in a specific area to grow and blossom. So you're gonna identify where your calling, your purpose. I'm gonna say calling here. I'm gonna say purpose here because calling looks like theological or something way deep spiritual. Okay, let's use purpose. Okay, I'm not a pastor, nothing like that. So your purpose is geographical, very, very geographical. You have to be sensitive, time sensitive. You have to be very sensitive to know where is God taking me to. I'm gonna say, who exactly is that in the Bible where he had a little problem with someone, they were fighting. I think that was Abraham. Yes, that was Abraham. He was having a problem with someone, and then he looked at it. He said, which of the land are you going to take, this or that? He was willing to move. Okay, he was willing to move. Be open to move. How do you know if it's time to move? That's on you. That's really on you. You have to identify, is your onus to find out where God is taking you to. And that's when you need sensitivity in the spirit. You're gonna have to find it out yourself. Your purpose is your assignment to find out. Okay, you have to find out. Is your assignment to find out what your purpose is. Even though God has ordained you, okay, he knew you before you were born and everything like that. Yes, but you have to find out. Okay, because if you seek, you will find. So at the cost of finding out where, who, and everything, you have to identify where. Because if you're not planted in the right place, you are just gonna be there's gonna be antagonistic interference from everybody and everywhere. I'm gonna use what's that guy's name? I'm gonna use Jonah as an example. He was supposed to be somewhere, he wasn't there, he was in the belly of the fish. Okay, that's what you get when you're not where you're supposed to be. Samson wasn't supposed to be on that lady's bed, Delilah's bed, smooshing and everything. And what happened? His hair got chopped off. His strength, he lost his strength because he wasn't where he was supposed to be. Okay, so at the end of the day, you're gonna have to find out yourself. Nobody can do that for you. However, in the midst of counseling, okay, in the midst of guidance, I can help you with that. Exactly. Yes, I can. I have a very sharp discernment spirit. Okay, it's part of the courses that I coach people with, and through my sharp listening ears and everything, I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna find out what exactly is God saying, or exactly is God telling this person to do. This is not to brag or to boost myself or to think so much of myself. But in the Bible, you remember when Samuel was hearing the voice of God. Okay, he knew he had a purpose. He knew there was something drawing him towards a mission, but he didn't know what. Okay, so that's when Eli came in. You need a coach, you need a mentor. Someone has to direct you and point you to the right door. That was when Eli said, "Oh, I think he's calling you." But when he calls you, say, "I'm here, send me." Okay, so those are the basic things that you have to do for yourself. You're gonna find out what, you're gonna find out who, and you're gonna find out where. I hope this helped you today. Bye.